Hey guys, before we close out the end of the day, I wanted to give you a quick period of instruction on what to do if you're involved in an accident. Okay? If you're involved in an accident, first thing you want to do is make sure that everybody is okay. Safety, right? Safety first. Make sure that you have no injuries and your passengers have no injuries. And if you're the one who caused the accident, depending on the surrounding area of where you're located or where the accident happened, get down and verify and check to see if the other party is injured. Make sure that they are okay. It's a sign of respect, right? You don't have to be a dick to the other person, even if they hit you. I mean, accidents happen. I'm sure nothing is on purpose for the most part, right? So make sure that everybody's okay, because everything else is replaceable. Your life isn't, especially with injuries and stuff like that. Sometimes it's difficult to recover from that. So don't be an asshole and make sure everybody's good as far as physically, right? So once you verify safety, that everybody's okay, you want to make sure that you take photos of the scene of the accident, okay? It's one of the first things you should be doing. Don't call the cops, don't call your insurance company, okay? Insurance company can't do shit at the scene of the accident. So it should be the last thing you do is call the insurance company. But depending on the area of where you're at, one of the first things you should be doing before you call the cops is take pictures of the scene of the accident, okay? Especially what I would do is take pictures of if you got hit, right? If you got hit, I would take pictures of that vehicle and the license plate of that vehicle, okay? In case they try to speed off, you have at least a photo of that vehicle and the license plate, right? So it should be the first thing you do is take pictures of the scene of the accident and take pictures of the surrounding area as well, okay? The whole surrounding area. Don't take zoomed in, but zoom out pictures and see if you can get the cross streets of where it happened. If it happened on the freeway, take a photo this way and one, the opposite way, right? So take photos of the surrounding area, take photos of the vehicles, that vehicle, your vehicle, and then take a zoomed in picture of where the actual damage happened, right? And if the other party is, gets off and is, not aggressive or anything like that, ask if you can have their a copy of their driver's license and a copy of their insurance card, and just take a picture of it real quick, right? And you could do the same thing if need be. So those are important things. Photos are so key when you're involved in an accident. Okay, photos of the surrounding area of where it happened, the actual damage, and the license plate of the vehicle, and also the insurance card and the driver's license. Okay, insurance card and driver's license. Got to know who the driver is. You got to make sure that vehicle's insured. Okay, there's a lot of uninsured drivers in Texas. So driver's license, insurance card. Also, if there's any witnesses, try to get their phone number, names and phone number of the witnesses if possible. If not, it's not a big deal. Just go along with it, right? And again, if there's injuries or somebody's vehicle's major damage, then call the cops, right? After you take the pictures and do all that, then I would call the cops, right? Unless somebody's like, it's a major accident, and some sort of fatality or somebody's really injured, then yes, that's the first thing you want to do is call the cops. So everything is, think about your assessment of what happened. I know a lot of times when you're involved in an accident, your head's all over the place, but you got to try to stay focused when these things happen. Okay, so you want to make sure safety is the first thing you should be worrying about. Make sure everybody's okay. Okay, if somebody again is injured, safety, right? Injured or hurt really bad, then yes, call the cops. That should be the first thing you do is call the cops. But if not, you're okay, passengers are okay, don't worry about calling the cops that instant. I would take photos of your vehicle, their vehicle, the surrounding area, license plate, driver's license, and insurance, right? Now, If you're in a heavy traffic area, I would just take pictures of the surrounding area, photos of the vehicle and the license plate, and your vehicle, right? So pictures of how the vehicles look. And then I would tell the other driver, like, hey, let's get out of the area. I already took photos of how the scene looked or how the accident took place. Let's get out of the way, okay, of traffic. That's always the best thing to do. And actually, Texas Department of Public Safety recommends you moving out of the way so that you don't cause traffic, okay? So take pictures first before you move though, okay? But I would highly recommend moving out of the way. Witnesses, we already went over witnesses. Police obviously make that assessment of whether to call the cops or not first. Once you get out of the way and once you exchange information, photos and all that, then I would call the cops, right? Just for documentation. You do always want to call the cops, even if it's on a parking lot where they say they don't come. Just call them and see if you can get some sort of documentation or rapport with them over the phone, so that at least you did try to call and make that report. But if not, these are the most important things: taking photos of the scene of the accident, the vehicles, the driver's license, and the insurance card, right? And try to get any witnesses. You do not want to call the insurance company right away, okay? That's a big mistake a lot of you make, is you call the insurance company right away. Insurance company can't do shit at the scene of the accident. So don't call it unless you're calling your actual insurance agent, who's an independent agent and not for the actual insurance company. You can do that, because I get that a lot, right? And I have to guide them as far as what to do. But do not call the insurance company, okay? Do not call the insurance company right away. I would assess the whole situation first and, assess the damage as well to your vehicle, especially if you got hit, okay? Listen to this part right here. If you got hit, okay, if somebody hit you, you do not call your insurance company, okay? Do not call your insurance company. If somebody hits you, you get their information, right? You get a copy, you get to take a picture of their driver's license and their insurance card. And what you do is, once all this is done, you already called the police, they're on their way. While you're waiting for the police and you already got the pictures and picture of their driver's license and their insurance card, call their insurance company. Just Google, whatever insurance company they're with, right? Google claims number to whatever insurance company. Call them. More than likely, it's on the insurance card. It should always be on the insurance card, the number to claims. Call them and file the claim, okay? And let them know, like, hey, you're insured, just rear-ended me or just struck me, et cetera, and file a claim that way, okay? But do not call your insurance company if you did not cause the accident, okay? Do not do it. I would assess the situation first before you call them, okay? Unless the person is uninsured and the cop verifies that they are uninsured, okay? So never take their word, because a lot of them lie. And it's like, oh, I don't have insurance, and then you just drive off and, you end up having to file on your own, but in reality, they really did. So I would let the cop verify that they don't have insurance. And then at that point, you can use your own judgment or use your own resource to call your insurance company and file the claim, okay? But that should be a last resort. You shouldn't worry about that at the scene of the accident, honestly. Main thing is safety, photos of the whole accident, of how it happened, and calling the cops if you have to. But don't worry about filing a claim. That should be the last resort, actually. I know a lot of these companies, right? Some of them that I can think of that are doing a lot of commercials. Allstate, State Farm, and I think some other ones, promoting, as far as the app, right? The claims app. Oh, take pictures of the accident right away, and oh, it's already filed. Don't do that. Insurance companies like taking your money, okay? So the last thing you want to do is just file a claim that probably won't even get paid out, because it might be, $300-400 worth of damage and your deductible's $500. Okay, so, or maybe the amount of damage is $550, right? So why wouldn't you pay $50 extra instead of filing a claim and them only paying you $50, right? And now you're stuck with a claim, and then guess what? Come renewal, they're going to increase your rates. So don't fall for the trick, okay? These insurance companies just want to take your money all the time. So hopefully this helps you on the process of what to do and keep you from filing claims right away, okay? Because claims, the more claims you file, or even just file a claim, your rates go up. And yes, I understand that's the whole reason you pay for insurance, right? Is so they can protect you. But unfortunately, insurance companies don't give a shit and they want to take your money, right? So hopefully this helps you and you don't file claims right away. And again, they can't do anything at the scene of the accident, so that should be a last resort. Okay, once you assess and your head is in a better state of mind, then make the decision to call and file the claim. Okay, again, like I said, unless you're calling your insurance agent, right, that's okay, but just don't file the actual claim with the actual insurance company. Okay, so that's your period of instruction on what to do in regards to an accident. All right, if you got hit, don't call your insurance company, call that other party's insurance company. That insurance company will pay for any injuries that you may have. They'll pay for your car damage. They will also pay for your rental car, okay? They cover all of that. That's what liability insurance covers, okay? It covers that. In case you hit somebody, your liability pays for bodily injury, for property damage, and it'll give that person a rental car as well, okay? So I don't need to have full coverage, right? I could just have liability, but my liability insurance will get another person a rental car if I damage their car, okay? If I'm at fault. That's how it works, okay? So don't go claim happy and start calling right away. Figure things out, assess the situation, and then call the insurance company, okay? You don't need to call them right away. And always try to get a estimate first, depending on the damage. Obviously, if it's, you know, your vehicle's completely smashed in, well then obviously, you know, you're gonna be looking at some pretty hefty damage there to replace it. At that point, you can make your own judgment and be like, well, might as well file a claim. But again, that's only if you're at fault, right? Because if the other person hit you and caused that massive damage, you don't need to call your insurance company. Call their insurance company. So they can pay for the damage to fix your vehicle. They'll get you a rental car, if you have any injuries, etc. Okay? So again, hopefully this video helps you on what to do. And again, nothing that I tell you here is per regulation or required as far as the steps of what to do. This is just me trying to help you in what to do if you're involved in an accident. Okay, so nothing here that I'm telling you is what needs to be done. You got to follow it. Nothing like that. Okay, so nothing here is required. It's just passing some knowledge off to you that will hopefully help you. All right. You guys have a safe weekend. Don't drink and drive. Out.